Now, there's a reason why I hate fireworks. Well, at the moment, it's been going off since around there or whatever, up to here, which is late basically, and still some going off. Now, there's a reason why I hate fireworks, basically a lot, and that is because of one thing. I used to love fireworks, but now I don't. Um, Now, when I used to enjoy fireworks, that was back when I was a kid, and then I started to hate them because they weren't celebrated on um they were celebrated on normal days as well. It was a pain because I started to hate them because they constantly went off. I couldn't stand it at all. Um, I just felt it does my head in. It gives me headaches and whatever. And I was like, seriously, again? Why can't they just shut these fireworks off or do them on days that allows fireworks? Now, the issues is every single day they light a bloody firework. I hate them. Um, and every single day I actually complain, apparently, because I'm sick of it. Now, my aunt's dog has epilepsy, which is something I've got, and she's got it really bad. Apparently, she shakes. She doesn't move. If something scares her, she just stays in one corner or something, or goes under something and hides. Um, I do feel bad for her. And then with my birds, they cuddled up together, like from the noise or whatever at the fireworks, and I had to go down and check to make sure they were fine. Because animals can die from fireworks. It's not a good thing, at all, because they can become stressed, and when they become too stressed, they die. Um, so the government should really do something about this. To stop this constant to stop fireworks being sold to the general public, and instead have them for a display instead, like by the government. So the government does it privately, to allow people to pay in order to see the fireworks, instead. So instead of the public using fireworks in towns, cities, and such, which is a bad thing, because a lot of damage can go off. Now, I physically started to become terrified of them, because in my mind, I start to think, okay, what if that firework backfires and goes into someone's through someone's window or something like that? So, like, there's multiple things that could happen, like sets the house on fire, which could result in the family getting injured, um, which is bad because it can do all sorts to that property. Or it could hit someone in the face that's possibly passing by. It kills wildlife in the area, like those poor wild birds. They would die from that. The other thing is they don't clean up the litter at all, um, because I was told it was boxes around the area, no one was cleaning it up, and it was for fireworks. And I was like, oh god, not again. Because they just keep buying them and buying them and buying them, and I'm like thinking to myself, why? Why buy them? I mean, because I think the fireworks shop should be shut on certain days. I think, like if it's on a like the normal days, I think the fireworks shop should be shut, and then on the celebration days, then it could be open. Um, something like that. But people don't listen, so I have to revert to it being banned to the general public, so the general public can't use it around in cities and whatever, which would actually be better because then, because usually when they do a bonfire or whatever, they leave a pile of wood on the grass and whatever, and then after they've used it, it's like you see a burnt mark and it stinks of fire, which is bad to grass because it could set it alight, and that's bad for the environment because that's classed as like an air pollution thing. It kills the planet the more it happens. The more fireworks that go off and whatever, it's creating toxic air, which is bad for bad for you. Um, uh, so, um, I mean, the government should only be the ones to do it. There is a lot of petitions up there on Twitter. Like if you actually go to Twitter and you put in ban fireworks, there's petitions on there to sign. So the only thing to do is keep signing it until it's stopped for the general public, and then the government are the only ones doing it. So then they set it up in like a big, massive, giant area, kind of like what Flamingo Land did. They set it off in an area right at the back. They don't set it near a house, apparently. They do it in a position where people can watch it from a distance and it won't do any damage. But when it's actually around houses and whatever, flats and so on, it's bad. Especially on like these grassy areas, it's bad because there's hedgehogs roaming around. They don't like it. Don't like sound. They usually sleep during the morning and they go around during the night. So when the fangs go off, they're actually roaming around at night. And it scares them to death. And there actually are lovely animals, hedgehogs. But fireworks are killing them because hedgehogs burrow in the ground. And they also get into these bonfire things, and when people light them off, they die, which is pretty much bad for them. I feel sorry for them. And then when it comes to wild birds, they suffer from heart attack because of the noise and whatever, and the fireworks going off. And I feel really bad for the baby birds because they're that young. They could easily die from fireworks going off because it gives them a heart attack and not be able to pull through. Now, it does also scare cats and so on. It scares other creatures as well, like other animals and stuff. Uh, so if people were any smarter, they wouldn't keep lighting them every day. And they would have only done them on celebrations, celebration days or whatever. You know, like New Year's, Forks Night, Bonfire Night, stuff like that. But I really think fireworks should only be one a year. I think one day a year to the public if they were that smart. Like only on one day fireworks. It would be better because then a lot of people don't get pissed or whatever. Then they get more prepared to think, okay, we can get away from the area because there's fireworks going off. So that will give them time to plan something in advance, like to go on holiday elsewhere until the fireworks have stopped, like somewhere quiet. But no. Apparently, people aren't advised. Apparently, the idiots don't really leave a notice saying, oh, they're going to set off a bunch of fireworks every day. They don't really put any of that out to warn pet owners about the situation. Um, No, apparently I don't even know if my aunt's other dog is actually terrified of fireworks as well. It is bad because looking at all the video footage of the dogs and whatever terrified, there's even some of horses terrified, and that's bad. Apparently, it's really really bad. Um, so apparently, what horses do, they're not really allowed in the field during the fireworks, and then the so apparently, if they're in the field, bunch of fireworks, they could hurt themselves. Just basically worse. They could get out. They could get run over or whatever. But if they're in the stalls, they could still sort of hurt themselves. Because they get panicked or whatever, and they don't like it. Um. So so apparently best thing to do is just sign that petition, ban the firework petition, to the general public, and then it would be better off because then we wouldn't get a constant everyday firework problem, which would just constantly get on my nerves. So it's better to stop that, so the public don't be idiots and constantly spam the fireworks off. So the best thing is just for the government to do it themselves. So you'd have to pay to go to see the fireworks, which is better in my opinion, as it wouldn't cause any issues, and it'd be a lot safer. And that's the best thing for that. So yeah, so apparently, so best thing is yeah, just check out Twitter. I mean, there's some videos on YouTube as well to do with the banning fireworks and whatever. Um, yeah, so just check Twitter and whatever. There's probably more stuff on it. And so the ones that basically tend to defend fireworks, some of them they go apparently against saying, oh, apparently the dogs don't like it or whatever, yada yada yada, and they're like, oh, ban dogs instead then. Well, apparently there's a problem to that because dogs were bred from wolves in a way, so they eventually became the dog we all know today. The dogs apparently, and they really aren't really that wild. The dogs now, because they are bred to live with people. Um, so they can't. And also, dogs would be put in the pound. And apparently, what happens to dogs? The government, since there's so many, they kill the dogs in the end. Because of that issue, because you can't really keep them for long. Because dogs always need a home and they comfort people in a way. So them getting terrified of fireworks is not really a good thing because dogs can also have all sorts of problems. They can have like epilepsy, a lot of other issues and so on, sensitive to noise and whatever, which actually some of them do, are sensitive to noise. And some of them die from it. From firework noise and whatever. It startles them and they just can't move whatsoever. And they just stay in that position until the fireworks stop. Some of the dogs bark at it because they don't like it, and I can understand why. Because they're sick of it. Um, now if they did silent fireworks, um, that wouldn't make any noise, then animals would have been okay with it because the animals would have got used to the silent ones, because they wouldn't be making any noise, which would startle them. Um, because there's also known as worker dogs as well. Worker dogs like to work, but um, they get startled by fireworks and they don't like it either. They go nuts. There has been a couple of dogs that that were service dogs, and one went completely nuts. It ran off, which is one. Um, so they really need to be banned to the general public. For example, they really need to. So only the government will be able to set the fireworks off instead, which would be a lot safer. Or resulting to silent fireworks, which is a good thing because then it's safe for all wildlife. So yeah, best thing is just checking out Twitter, like putting ban fireworks, and then you'll see a petition to sign it. For basically banning it to the general public, so the public can't buy it. Because they are idiots when it comes to it. So I don't understand how wildlife has evolved over the years, and apparently by causing fireworks that could kill the wildlife around everybody, could basically kill the planet and whatever. So do the right thing and sign that petition to save all the wildlife on this planet. Stop the planet from dying, which is the best thing I think. So do the right thing.